headquarters in one place, and it's pretty obvious that place is the Federal Reserve within the United States. And anyone who tries to talk about the banks or try to challenge them by using gold and silver because they don't want this useless paper money, guess what? Like Gaddafi, NATO takes him out and he gets killed. Same happened to JFK when he tried to use gold as a means of the Federal Reserve. John F. Kennedy tried to centralise the bank because the bank should be owned by the government and not this private deep state underground shadow thing that goes around everywhere, because that is actually illegal, like campaign donations and all that. It's not really a fair election. So JFK tried to centralise the bank so it was of American property, the government property, and that is why he was assassinated. The same goes for another US president, that is of Abraham Lincoln, except he tried to do it with paper again. He tried to create his own version of US American paper dollar money, and he was assassinated over that. So they clearly don't like coming up with alternatives, and that's why they keep saying Bitcoin's bad, Bitcoin, stocks of Bitcoin is going down, oh, Bitcoin is shit, when in fact Bitcoin is rising. So, however, the reason I made a video about Bitcoin, however, the reason I'm not so into Bitcoin is because it's a bit complicated. Not everyone's going to understand it. Trade should be quick, it should be easy, it should be simple. It should be something you pull out your pocket, you give it to someone, somebody takes it. It shouldn't be you be going onto your phone. And because imagine with internet banking and Bitcoin, imagine if somebody hacks your phone, hacks your computer, or in the case of war, if everybody's financial interests are with that exists within an electrical grid, guess what the rival country is going to do? They're going to bomb all the electrical grids, and that's the economy totally busted. Unlike, you can't destroy physical golden rocks, if you know what I'm saying. That's why I think that's better. It's better and superior to Bitcoin. Now, this video is taking a bit long, and I've still got a lot to say, so I apologise if it gets split in two. So yeah, the banking system, we talked a bit about that. So yeah, so, and the gold, it doesn't have, once again, it doesn't have to be a golden bar, it doesn't have to be the cliche heavy thing. So, and I just think people should just get a vault and they just should put their own gold in it and should just guard it with their own firearms, you know, guard your own bank with your own firearm, you know. Another thing is, what doesn't make sense is, okay, paper is really cheap to make. Paper is, you just print it, factory. And then, what's it called? So, the people making the money get paid by money for the thing they're making, which is money, which makes absolutely no sense. Does it? So, yeah. At least with gold, the people are motivated because they're digging it out. They have to go and find it, they have to go dig it, and they get it in the end. Some hits the simple primordial brain of exploration and success. But if you're printing, cheap ball coming out of a conveyor belt, let's just say the United States Federal Reserve, the Bank of Synagogue, the Bank of Zog, they're basically printing all this paper money. Let's just say you print paper money, like a bunch of notes, and then you buy a BMW, or you from Germany, or you buy some coffee, you get some coffee from Brazil, or you get some electronics from Japan. So they are giving away precious hardware, and all these other countries in return are getting is useless paper money, which that country who makes the paper money can dub useless at any time. and sanction all these other countries and have all of their and have stolen all of their hardware. So you see how that can be a geopolitical threat. Why you wouldn't want that to happen. So yeah, so you're giving them all the hardware, the Nokia, the coffee, the shoes, everything, and they're just giving you paper. And if you don't decide to be their little bitch, they decide to say, hey, the money we're making, we dub it useless now, and you've got a bunch of our useless money. However, we have your actual hardware that you made. So guess who's going to survive and who's not. So you can see why it could be a threat, don't you think? So yeah, but with gold you can't do any of that stuff with gold as well. And another thing with the banks, I have an issue with the banks, is internet money is like, fair enough, you purchase something on eBay or PayPal, and the money that's sitting in the bank doesn't automatically break up into gigabits and goes into the other guy's phone. No, the same money stays in the same vault in the bank, and he just gets a few points that represents what he can take out in the bank, but all the physical money is still sitting there. So nobody's gained or lost the money. The money is still all there. So it makes absolutely no sense. Because the money hasn't shifted physically from one guy's pocket to the other. It's just all a representation and fractions of a slice of pie of this money in one big vault that doesn't actually physically move. So that's an issue I have with banking. So yeah. And another thing that just doesn't make sense with banking is yeah, so that's why I think internet banking doesn't make sense. That's why I don't love them. I don't support Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin makes any sense really. I was gonna say something else. Sorry, my mind's going a bit brain foggish here. So yeah, that's a problem I have with that. The banking system. And obviously, okay, my ideas came back. Obviously, the gold, okay, the gold, the sweet old GOLD. So I would make gold, like I would take out the abolishment of insurance and of debt. Because debt, once again, if you take debt out from a bank, fair enough, you take away all that paper money from other people's bank accounts, which lowers their bank account. However, you haven't really taken anyone's money anyway, because the bank is using a backup and printing more anyway, so you haven't taken anyone's money anyway. So the fact that you have to pay interest is so stupid. Because why on earth would a bank, and the idea of a loan sounds so stupid anyway. Why, if you owned a bank, why would you give some complete stranger a shit ton of money, and then you could just walk off and run away? I know you couldn't do that in today's age, but when the idea first came up in ancient times, why would you give a complete stranger, somebody who says, oh, I need this money, I'm going to work in a mega project, you just give it to them, you can just run away and you never hear from them again. So yeah, that's why they print more as a backup. So the whole interest you're paying back, you're not paying back any loss anyway, because they just print more anyway as a backup, so people don't do that. So yeah. And insurance, the mandatory and enforcement of insurance is just once again them taking away your money. For hypothetical scenarios that will never happen. Like, oh, before you drive this car, you're going to have to pay insurance just in case just in case, okay, sounds convincing, I might get into a car crash. When that day comes, okay, it's time to take my money out. And then they charge me more. My insurance go up and they charge me more for taking out my own money, which they planned on keeping safe. Are you kidding me? And the fact that they make this mandatory by law, you can tell something fishy is happening. So, yeah. I think I've stressed all my viewpoints there, and I think I'll leave it to that. But I think you get the picture. So, hopefully one day we'll start using gold, we'll start using silver. It's already in circulation. Obviously, it still exists within the core of the earth. And obviously, we could just use paper money since it's already around and exists to pay the workers to find the gold. And once we mine the gold, we can just ditch the paper representation of that gold, which was originally the first and only representation in the first place. So anyways, I hope that wasn't too complicated to grasp. I know I explained a lot, but I'll see you in my next one. Peace.